Hi, I'm Chantel, and just like every other 16-year-old around here, I'm in high school. But I also work part-time as a babysitter and in my aunt's hair salon to try and save up some money to buy myself stuff, like clothes and shoes, and maybe one day, if I save enough, I'll buy a car. So yeah, I babysit a lot for my neighbors. They've only got this one kid, Josie, and she's the sweetest, and she really likes me, so I feel like they pay me just to hang out with this cool little girl. She always goes to bed early, and then I get to spend the rest of the night watching movies and texting my friends. And the best part? They pay me so much. They're totally rich, and they just bought a sports car. It looks so out of place on our street next to everyone else's beat-up old cars. When they first got it, we were all so amazed. A red Ferrari. My friends and David, the guy I have a crush on, kept saying I should just ask the family if I could maybe have a ride in it sometime. But there was no way I was doing that. How awkward. But I really loved just staring at it. I don't know many girls who are into cars the way I am, but I am obsessed. One night, they called me and asked me to babysit, and David came over too and we watched movies. When he arrived, he was like, "Babe, we need to ride in their Ferrari." I just looked at him as if to say he's crazy. But when we were watching the movie, I suddenly thought to myself, why not? The keys were sitting on the coffee table in front of us, and they were practically shouting my name, begging to be picked up. Just before they came home, I grabbed the keys and shoved them in my pocket. I didn't even tell David until the next day when I called him and told him the plan. I knew the family were going to be away the next day for like 7 hours, so it would be easy. The next morning, I woke up early and watched from my window as the family drove away in their other car. The next thing I knew, David and I were sitting in the Ferrari and pulling out of the driveway. Adrenaline was pumping through my veins so much that I didn't even have time to process what we were doing. I mean, it wasn't stealing, right? Because obviously we were bringing it back, and they wouldn't even notice. I'd be so careful. We went to pick up a few of our friends to surprise them, and then we headed to the outskirts of town to see how fast it could go. We were all singing at the top of our voices and having such a party, when suddenly the car just stopped. I'd been so busy having fun I hadn't noticed that the car was close to running out of gas, and then it was too late. There we were, broken down, no gas station anywhere nearby, and then we heard cop sirens. And I freaked out. I told everyone to get out of the car and run. We just abandoned the car next to this forest and ran for our lives. I thought the cops would catch us, and I saw my life flash before my eyes. Me in this prison cell. What would my parents think? I was too afraid to go home, so I stayed at my friend's place that night, and eventually I plucked up the courage to head home. And I couldn't believe it when I walked onto our street and the red Ferrari was sitting in their driveway. Was I seeing things? How did it get back here? Had I dreamt it all? I quickly went to my room and lay on my bed. Then my phone rang. It was the mom from the family asking if I was free to babysit that night as they had another conference. I wanted to say no, but the word yes slipped out of my mouth before I could even stop it. I was shaking as I walked over there later that day, and the mom asked me if I was feeling okay. I said I was fine, and tried to act as normal as possible. As I got into the lounge, she commented on how pretty my nails were, and asked to look at them. As I let her look, I could see my hands were visibly shaking. She looked me straight in the eyes and asked how my day was yesterday, and did I do anything fun? I stumbled over my words and said I went swimming. I don't even know where it came from. I just said whatever came into my mind. Then she just laughed and opened her hand. Inside was a bit of my nail. I had caught it in her car door yesterday. She knew. I didn't know what to say, and then suddenly my parents came out of the kitchen and they were all just staring at me. Apparently the cops had found the car and found my nail on the seat, and now here we were, and you can't imagine the amount of trouble I was in. I have been grounded for months, and obviously I was never asked to babysit again. They decided not to press charges because I'm just a kid, but I really messed up. and I'll be paying for this for a long time. What do you think of my story? Please feel free to share your comments and thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.